Dune 2 seems to be ready to grace the theaters in November this year. The second movie introduced a ton of new characters, and most of them are huge AF names in the industry. From the prodigy Florence Pugh to the ultimate Hollywood villain Christopher Walken, here are the actors joining the Dune 2 cast.
She would like to meet you.
Why?
She wants to know about your dreams.
How does she know about my dreams? Why is Dr. Yue here?
For starters, let's look at our girl Florence. The 27-year-old made her debut less than a decade ago and has since established herself as one of the finest actors of her generation. The girl keeps knocking her performances out of the park, so it doesn't really come as a shock that the director, Denis Villeneuve, added her name to the already star-studded cast.
This kind of didn't help me out for the rest of my career, but in terms of confidence, the first audition I ever did, ever in my entire life for this industry, I got.
Rumors about her joining Dune 2 started swirling way back in March last year. Now, her role as Princess Irulan Carino, Emperor Shaddam Carino's eldest daughter, is confirmed. More on the Emperor later. But fans of the actress went crazy when the rumors first started circulating. Most of them were super excited about seeing the holy trifecta, i.e. Timothy, Zendaya, and Florence together on screen. I mean, the cinema screen would literally combust from all the talent. Pugh seems like the perfect Princess Irulan for many reasons.
And of course, you know, a good spot attack in the mirror is definitely completely bad news, but I love it. Makes me feel great about myself.
Apart from her undeniable aristocratic looks, she has a ton of experience playing nobility roles in her previous work. But does anyone remember Outlaw King and Lady Macbeth? Without giving too much away, let me tell you that something might go down between Paul and the Princess and Dune 2. The two were cast in Little Women together, so we already know that they have fire chemistry. No offense to my girl Zendaya. The next person to join one of the most awaited movies of the year is Suhaila Yaku. And boy, hardcore Dune fans are ecstatic about it. Fans are happy that finally an Arab person is cast in the movie that is allegorical about the Middle East. No offense to any of the superstars in the movie, but can't disagree with that logic.
And the Emperor has no sons, and his daughters are yet to marry.
You'd make her play for the throne. The Emperor feared the Atreides. He brought you here to kill you. What don't you understand?
So Yaku will join the Dune world as Shishakli, a squad leader of Fedaykin. Deadline confirmed the news in July last year. As a member of the Fremen, the group has a special role in part 2 of the saga. When Paul and his mother, Jessica, escape the Harkonnens and run for Arrakis, they encounter the Fremen where Paul is conditioned into their ways. Yaku's character, Shishakli, plays an important role in helping the hero Paul in navigating the ways of the desert. In fact, here's a little backstory, and a few spoilers here. So one of the most important things to keep in mind is the relationship the Fremen hold with the planet Arrakis. They're deeply connected to it, including its ecology. And yes, that includes the sandworms. In direct contrast to the Harkonnen, the Fremen hold deep respect for the sandworms and even refer to them as makers. At one point, while our boy Paul makes merry with them, he's presented with a trial. The horrifying task is none other than riding a friggin' sandworm. It's in this task that Yaku's character will help Paul. She'll guide him and give him a special something to steer and mantle the worms. The next actor we have for you will go down in the books as one of Hollywood's most iconic villains. Fresh off Severance, Christopher Walken will join Dune 2. He'll be joining in as one of the biggest roles, i.e. Emperor Shaddam IV. So the Emperor is the main culprit for the Atreides family's downfall. He's the one who sent the family to Arrakis and consequently their peril. In David Lynch's Dune in 1984, Jose Ferrer played the role. Emperor Shaddam is also the father of Princess Irulan, played by Florence Pugh. In the books, he conspires with the House Harkonnen to sabotage the newly occupied Arrakeen to stop the ascendancy of Duke Leto and his house. Yeah, we hate him already. Shaddam doesn't appear in the first movie, but he sets the wheels in motion, which would define the Imperium for many years.
There is no call we do not answer, there is no faith that we betray. The Emperor asks us to bring peace to Arrakis!
Given the sinister and cunning nature of the character, Walken makes for the perfect choice. I mean, apart from his immense amount of work as a villain, his face seems kind of perfect for an emperor. He has a cocky, aristocratic vibe. Christopher Walken's interpretation of the Emperor is one thing I'm most looking forward to in Dune 2. Moving on, did you think you had enough gorgeousness? Buckle up for some more hotness, and this time we're going French. Léa Seydoux has also joined the Dune cast and will play Lady Margaret Fenring. In the book, Lady Margaret serves the Sisterhood despite being brainwashed by the House Carino. Yeah, the evils of the accursed Emperor run deep, I can't lie, but this casting came as a surprise for me. We've seen Léa in some of the most successful films. She's been a Bond girl, a Mission Impossible chick, and has even done critically acclaimed work in Midnight in Paris and Inglourious Basterds. The surprise for me wasn't because of how she is as an actor, but because the role of Lady Margaret isn't all that big. She's wedded to Count Hazimer, for whom the casting they have not announced yet, by the way. So I can't help but think, has Villeneuve merged the two characters to bring more femininity to the narrative? He's publicly said that he'd bring more femininity to the story, and even cast Sharon Duncan Brewster as Kynes, Chani's mother, whereas in the book, Kynes is a male character and Chani's father. So far, the director has remained faithful to the source material. If Villeneuve does not combine the two characters, perhaps we will see a more notable Lady Margaret from Herbert's original work. So how can we not mention one of the biggest names in the cast right now? Hot off the press for Elvis, Austin Butler is all set to play Fade Routha. Fade is the heir to the Harkonnen Empire and the evil nephew of Baron Vladimir Harkonnen. Honestly, given the Baron's appearance in Dune 1, I'm super intrigued to see Austin's depiction of it. He has a face that you'd normally see as the hero of the film, but seeing him as a dark villain is one thing I'm looking forward to the most. Despite his minor role in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Butler is once again thrown into the spotlight in Dune 2. In the novel, Fade is appointed as the ruler of Arrakis, putting him parallel to Paul. Villeneuve has stated that the Harkonnen will play a much more central role in the coming movie, which puts Butler's character front and center. In the first novel, Fade shares a connection with Princess Irulan. The princess is part of a secret sect that steers the events of the Imperium. She tries to seduce Fade, which sets up the premise for an epic showdown between Paul and the Harkonnen heir.
I'm not here to take your part. Arrakis has seen men like you come and go.
And let me tell you, it doesn't end well. Last, in a surprising turn of events, we have a secret casting. Despite the fact that filming had already concluded, Tim Blake Nelson was recently added to the cast. The details of his character are strictly secret, so I'm just as in the dark as you are. Maybe he'll be playing Count Hazimer, or maybe the director has another special role for him? Previously, Nelson had been seen in Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities and Pinocchio. What we know is that he's also gearing up to reprise his role in the MCU. Honestly, can they release the trailer already so we can see something? And there you have it, all the new characters to look forward to in Dune Part 2.